history of the man-made world, one has wondered, what is design? We are surrounded by design. Our entire lives are designed. Everything from the common everyday toothbrush to the space shuttle has been designed. Today we are going to look at a few examples from the world of architecture, fashion and interior design. Then Baroque can be looked at not only without its color, if we move completely away from Karim Rashid and pick up Baroque at a different level, but it can also be looked at in terms of color of its own material. It can be looked at in terms of how to soften hard edges, how to make them more malleable, how to put one thing next to the other, how to create chandeliers out of chain. See how the construction suddenly becomes much more important, how the weight of the material is removed by the way it's hung, by the way it's let to breathe and drip from the sky or from the floor up. Chandeliers are created in so many different ways. They can be rough and rugged, they can be soft, they can be almost like made from liquid. We look at the big chandelier houses and see how they're sometimes mere outlines of wire, or they're pieces of jewelry, or they look like clouds that have been frozen into space. They look like cobwebs, they may look like dripping water from stalactites. Their chandeliers being made from very, very industrial materials as well, bicycle chains, and they're hung up and they're beautifully crafted. It's industrial, but yet it's delicate. It's like giant pieces of jewelry. As much as industrial design in terms of chandeliers can also be made to look natural and organic in the way it's draped through our spaces. One can look at natural forms, the bones from the human body, create furniture out of it. You can leave raw hide lying around as throws. It goes right back to prehistory. The lines can be fluid and organic. The materials can be left organic in their natural state. Naked cement walls, bolts exposed, wiring exposed, and it can all be done just so that it still doesn't look ugly. It looks perfectly balanced, and all of this is how one balances construction with deconstruction. We look at deconstruction in terms of architecture. There's the great names like Peter Eisenman, Group Himmelblau, Rem Koolhaas, Frank Gehry, Zaha Hadid, companies like Asymptote, that are all following in similar footsteps from their predecessors. They're looking at the basics, they're looking at modernity, they're looking at the future, they're looking at postmodernism and seeing how these things relate to one another and how they can all come up with their own version of looking at creating spaces that are going to be appropriate as we move into the future. Furthermore, one can keep looking at all these details of design, how architects are manipulating materials and manipulating form and trying to make it as soft and as elegant, as almost as gooey and flexible and fluid as possible. But then that fluidity also goes right into sets, whether it's for Moonraker for James Bond or it's for modern day TV shows like Hannibal. You see it in their gorgeous, elegant sets. You see the organic frames, you see the colors, the lights, the way the fabrics all melt into one another. It's a holistic application of design, and then you take it even into the avant-garde. So whether we look at Hannibal or we look at the way Hunger Games expresses its sense of interiors and glamorous over-the-top fashion, or you look at any other sets today that are considered chic and stylish, films, they all have a sense of interiors of a very specific type, and it balances the clean with the rustic, it balances the raw with the super smooth and super finished. And there's a mixture, there's a melange of design that's happening where you see the lines between fashion and architecture and interiors being blurred day after day after day and taking us into the future in one united direction. Well, that was the tip of the iceberg from the world of design. In the future videos, we will come back to some of these topics and look at them in greater detail. I hope you enjoyed what we showed, because in the upcoming videos we will actually look at more untraditional forms of design. We will look at the digital world and see where that's taking us in terms of the ephemeral, the intangible, where craft takes on a whole other different role.